So you don't want to be combing on the group chats and fighting with the platforms and dealing with flaky people and people that cuss you out to drive around and make, $30 on the phone. That just doesn't make any sense.
No, sure doesn't.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Since it looks like we got the team on the group chat. It was good saying hi to you, Pablin. Is it Pablin? Am I pronouncing that right or not?
Yeah, Pablin.
Pablin.
Yes.
Pablin. Just wrote it down. Thank you. Brian, good to see you. Arthur, Brenda, Darius. We had a real slow month last month. We's probably kind of embarrassed. Probably doesn't even want me to tell you guys how much he made. He only made like $30,000 last month in profit. We had a real slow month. I mean, it was a slow month. We all have them, so, I totally understand. Only $30,000 in the month is no problem at all. Hopefully this month's a better month. Jesus, George, Kevin, Matt, L, good to see you. Mohammed, Poplin, Scott, Sam Superman, Todd West, a couple Erics on here. Mohammed says it's okay. It'll get better. All right, that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to do a role-play message negotiation. So this is very good. So one of the things, people are always like, Aaron, how do I beat the competition? Well, one of the things we understand is that the competition, due to the 80-20 rule, most of the competition isn't really doing anything anyway. Like the barrier to entry to get good in this business is like real low. It's like real low. It's like real low. Like, I don't know if I told you guys this, but this lady she sometimes set up deals for me. She used to sell phones. She was like a middle person. So she would like find phones on like OfferUp, a marketplace. She would talk them down in price. And if she could get them down far enough, she would make the difference of, kind of like if we were looking at a wholesaler's list. So she used to sell phones to this other wholesaler. She used to sell phones to another local phone buyer. But every time she would message the guy, she'd be like, how much do you pay for this item? And he wouldn't give her a price. He would be like, once you get the phone, message me, and then I'll give you a really good price for it. Probably because his ego was real shallow and he felt like if he made the offer and he didn't get it, he would feel rejected. So she didn't like that because she needed to know how much he was paying for it. So if he's paying $500 for it, she's going to try to negotiate it for like $450, have him meet up with the person and make the difference. So one of the reasons that she started selling me phones is simply because I would tell her a price on what I would be willing to pay for the phone. It wasn't like super advanced stuff. It was like very basic stuff, right? So one of the things we got to understand about the people, the average phone flipper, they're not that good. I mean, they're really not that good. So if you see 10 people in your area, there's probably 1 or 2 of them that's pretty good. But like the majority of them aren't really doing anything. And, if it's you and maybe 1 or 2 other people in a nice sized area, there's definitely enough for everyone to make money. But what will separate you and really put you at the top, like if you want to go to the top and make all the money, is getting good at message negotiation. Because there's no real books written on message negotiation. There's besides Next Level, I don't know any other programs that really teach you how to negotiate through message because it's a new thing. There's books on face-to-face selling. That's been around for a while. Those books on over-the-phone selling people through text or messaging is a new thing. So when you guys get good at this, it really puts you ahead of everyone else because it allows you to close deals they can't close. And it also allows you, when people are shopping around, to get a lot of people to come to you. I have a lot of people now that used to sell to other phone flippers that sell to me. And one of the main reasons is message negotiation. I'm able to stay in the convo. I'm able to get 1,000 no's, maybe not 1,000. I'm able to get lots of no's. If the customer freaks out and they become a level 3 and they cuss you out, we know the same stuff, the script, it's in Next Level. There's no secret here. But I know the words to bring them back in the convo. And level 3 people can be really good people to close. I want you guys to think about this. So what's a level 3 person? So someone cusses you out. You make them an offer. Okay, great. I can give you $150. And they cuss you out and they freak out and, They call you a scammer and an idiot. If you could stay with the script, you bring them back into the conversation, and you get them conversing with you again, having a conversation, responding to you again. I'll pick that up. I'm going to turn this on vibrate just because I don't care. If you can get them responding to you again, let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever freaked out about something that maybe you shouldn't have freaked out about, and you realize that, oh, I kind of got more emotional than I should, and you feel kind of bad afterwards? You feel like, oh, and maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe this is not, and you feel kind of bad, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I did this, right? So when you get into that state, you're usually more, put that right there. You're usually more, you can be a lot, not all the time, but a lot of people, when they do that and they freak out with you and then you bring them back, they know they were kind of being dumb. They know they were kind of blowing things out of proportion. A lot of times they'll feel bad, and that in of itself can help you get them down in price, because they're thinking, man, this person was real professional. No, listen, you're always going to have a percentage of knuckleheads, but a good percentage of people, this person was real professional. He stayed. He didn't cuss me off. I feel kind of bad, right? That could be a big thing that helps you get them down in price anyway, in addition to staying in there. So a lot of good things with these people. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a line-by-line message negotiation role play. And the reason I want to do this is I want to make sure everyone here is their message negotiation skills are good. So, and how this works is I'm going to act like I'm the customer. You guys are going to be the phone flippers. And we're going to go line by line. We're going to go line by line, and I'm going to act like I'm responding to an ad. You're going to say what you're going to say. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And I want to see everyone's response. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tweak. We're going to look at all the responses of everyone here. So you guys will respond in the chat, and I'll of course respond on the screen. And then any responses that could be tweaked, we're going to tweak. And the reason this is so good is sometimes there's little things that could be tweaked, and if you keep seeing those things at customers, then it's not the most effective thing. You're going to have to work a lot harder because you could blow some deals. And then if there's anything that and how you're really going to grow is if there's a tough situation I throw at you and you're not 100% sure what to say, even though if you're following the script, the whole complete 4 parts of the script in the back office, you'll know what to say. It's good if you respond. Those are the best things for you to respond to, because then you can get tweaked right here. And then when you're not face to face, but message to message with the customer, you know better words to say, so you have a better chance of staying in the combo, getting the customer down in price, and closing the deal. And it's better to make some mistakes through Messenger with us, because all of us are together. All of us are learning and growing, including myself. No one here is perfect. It's better to do it here, so when you go into the real world, your skills are tweaked a little bit. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into it. We're going to close that. We're going to make this bigger. We're going to go to this screenshot right here. Whoop, look whose name I got written down. See, guys, I was not lying to you guys. All right, let me pull up the chat. Let me pull up everyone. Okay, so I'm the customer. I'm reaching out. Oh, I saw this beautiful ad on Marketplace. It said, I buy phones. I'm going to hit you up. Let me zoom this in. Okay, we're going to zoom this in. Hi, is this item still for sale? Customer hits you up on Marketplace, and they say, is this item still for sale? So I want you guys to tell me in the chat what you guys would respond to this person with. Phone flipper. What's your response going to be? What is the first line that you're going to say to this customer to get them kind of chatting with you a little bit and going back and forth with you a little bit? All right, so let's look at some of these responses. Yes, sounds good. Sounds good, says Jesus. Jesus was saying, all right, hold up now. He was saying, yes, have a smartphone you're interested in selling. I like that. Yes, it is. What are you looking to sell? Yes, have something for sell. Mr. Chris Kripe. Chris has done over $30,000 in a month before, and he doesn't have a car. Gets people to come to him. Yes, have something you'd like to get cash for, says Sam Superman. Fantastic. Yes, what do you have to sell? Yes, you have something for sale. Yes, what do you have? No rule. Yes, do you have a phone you're looking to sell? Yes, what did you have? Yes, would you? Yes, what would you like to sell? All right, fantastic. Yes, fantastic. I'm going to say yes, have something for sale. This is what we're going to say. Now, all those answers are very good. Now, what did we need the answers to have? The response should be a couple things. The first thing is we have to understand the customer is saying, hi, is this item still for sale? So some people might say, well, why would I respond? Why would I assume the customer is something for sale if they're asking me if the item that I posted is for sale? Guys, people are lazy. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm lazy. I need to put this on silence, man. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. Actually, we'll just put this all the way on the floor over there. That way I can't see it. Okay, customer, hi, is this item still for sale? So we will always assume that even if it's not normal English or proper grammar, that the customer is saying that they're interested in what we're advertising and they have a phone for sale. Because a lot of times on these platforms, Letgo, Marketplace, there's pre-canned things. There's things where they can hit a button and says, is this item still for sale? So a lot of times, now not all the time, because a percentage of the times we know the customer thinks that we're selling the item, but there's also a percentage of the time where the customer has an item for sale, but it's too much work for them to figure out how to send a message to us and say, hey, do you still buy items? So they just tap the easiest point of entry that sends us a message that says, is this item still for sale? Yes, it's not proper English. Yes, it's not proper grammar. However, we are going to, we're not interested in proper grammar here. We're interested in what do we need to say to get closed sales and make money. So we're going to say, yes, have something for sale. And if the person has something for sale and they're reaching out to you because they want to sell something, this is the perfect transition. And we really only we really only care about making the people happy that have something for sale because we're worried about our business. We're focused on ourselves. We're focused not on pleasing everyone. We're focused on being a nice person. But at the end of the day, we have to make money. We have to get this. The other thing is we're always asking a question. We're asking a question because phone flippers, someone help me out. Phone flippers lead by asking. They lead by asking. They lead. Phone flippers, they lead. They control the convo by asking. Thank you, Miss Brenda. There it is. Woohoo! I can do Cotton Eye Joe at the end of the group chat now. Phone flippers lead by asking questions. And it's not just phone flippers lead by asking questions. All professionals lead by asking questions. If I go into the restaurant, I don't want to stand there awkwardly and just look around and have people be like, who is this guy that crawled out of wherever? I want the person to say, hey, how are you? Is it just one or you have other people? Nope, it's just one. All right, great. Well, is this for dine-in or carry-out? It's for dine-in. All right, great. Aaron, would you like a booth or a table? I'd like a table. Fantastic. Follow me over here. Okay? I want the server to take charge because they're the professional in the serving environment. When I go to the doctors, I want the doctor to take charge, get my temperature, lead the convo because he's a professional in the environment. Us as phone flippers, because you guys, because us as a team, as a community are the professional, we will always lead by asking questions. And we lead the convo by asking questions. All right. The other thing is, you guys see the answer's short. We're not going to talk a whole lot. No exclamation marks. We're not saying big words, easy to understand. I'm going to say, yeah, I got an iPhone X. How much? So what are you guys saying to this? I got an iPhone X. How much? Brian says, any problems with it? Sam says, any problems with it? Zabi says, okay, great. Any problems with it? Mike says, okay, great. Any problems with it? Cool. Any issues with it? Mr. Jesus, okay, great. Any problems with it? Tim says, how many gigabytes and what carrier? Says Tim. Love the participation, Tim. Thank you very much. So what we got to do is customer says, yeah, I got an iPhone XX Max. How much? Now, we as phone flippers need to get 3 pieces of information. We have to get 3 pieces of information before we can make an offer on a phone. Could someone tell me the 3 things, 3 pieces of info we need before we can make an offer on a phone? What are the 3 pieces of info we need? There's only 3 pieces of info we need. We need the type of phone. We need the company, even though you could, in theory, just say Sprint, right? Sometimes we could just assume Sprint. But we also need the condition. So we need the type of phone, the company, and the condition. Now, why do we only need these pieces of information, right? Why don't we get the gigabyte? Why do we not get the gigabyte? We don't get the gigabyte because even though different gigabytes can affect the price a lot, we want to figure out the most important things that will affect the price, and then we want to make the offer. We don't want to spend too much time talking to the customer. We want to get a few bits of information that we need, and then we want to make the offer. We don't want to be asking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. It's just too much. It slows it down. The customer doesn't care. It aggravates the customer. You will lose deals if you do that. So we want to figure out the type of phone. We want to figure out the company. Then we figure out the condition, and then we make an offer. So yes, the gigabyte could affect the price a little bit. The color could, in theory, affect the price a little bit. If it has AppleCare Plus, maybe that could, in theory, affect the price by $10, $20. But all those other things are very small, so we're just going to assume any color. We're going to assume the Lewis Gigabyte. Obviously, I never look at AppleCare, but if I did, I'd assume it didn't have AppleCare just because we need to get the offer out there. We need to get the offer out there. After we get the offer out there, if there's some issues, we could, in theory, get all that stuff, right? We could, in theory, get, but we ask a few questions, make the offer. We need to be making offers. We need to be making offers, lots of offers. The other thing is, like you guys all said, except one individual, we're going to ask one question. Any problems with it? Why do we only ask one question? Any problems with it? Any issues with it, right? Anything works. Any problems with it? Any problems with it? And I like how you guys said, okay, great. This is exactly how to respond. Okay, great. Any problems with it? Why do we throw the okay, great in there? Okay, great. Okay, cool. All those things, give it a little bit of energy and make it seem kind of, I don't say positive, but it just gives it a little bit of energy. If we ask questions, any problems with it? What company is it with? What phone is it that you have? It gets a little stale. It's almost like you're demanding stuff. Also, okay, great. It's almost like you're kind of rewarding them for answering you, and that's important because we've got to keep their attention. This is very important to do. Okay, great. Now, we're not going to say okay, great all the time, but here we said, yes, have something for sale. They responded, now okay, great's good. I usually don't say okay, great, or awesome the first time I send them a message, but usually the second time I'm asking them a second question, okay, great's good. A good rule of thumb is like half the time in the beginning phase to say okay, great's okay, cool. Saying it every time too much, but 50% of the time is a good number. Any problems with it? Now, why do we not ask 2 things at once? Any problems with it? And what carrot company is it worth? Do you guys ever ask the prospect 2 questions and they only answered 1 question? Guys, customers' attention span is next to nothing. It's not their fault. I have the same sort of attention span. That's why I'm always over here listening to Eckhart Tolle, because I'm trying to get more present so I can expand my attention span. Everyone here's got a short attention span. So if you ask them like 2 questions, it's too much for them. You're making them think too much. You don't want it is your if you ask too many complicated questions and it aggravates the customer and the customer gets pissed off and ultimately leaves, whose fault is that? This is an advanced question. This is an advanced question. If you say things to the customer in a way, whether it's asking too many questions, saying complicated words like blacklisted, IMEI, and saying too much stuff like that, and it aggravates the customer, even though you think a normal person should be able to handle that, and the customer leaves, whose fault's that? It's our fault, absolutely. We have to take responsibility because then we didn't pick up that phone and we didn't make any money from that. And if they talk to any one of number of you guys in Next Level, a lot of you guys, as you guys are learning and growing, you guys will talk easily to the customer. So the customer, there's no confusion there. You'll close the deal and you'll make the money. So it's our responsibility to communicate, and it's also our responsibility to understand this. But that's why we do stuff like this, and that's why we review stuff like this on this group chat and on previous group chats. That's you know that's why we're doing this right here, so we can all learn and we can remember the important things. Okay, great. Any problems with it? Customer says, just a slight crack on the back. Other than that, no issues at all. Okay, what are we saying here? What are we saying here? 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Chris put a little emphasis behind his answer. Love that. Woo, 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 woo. All great answers so far. Mike, Sam, Iron Man. I'm just kidding, Sam, Superman. George, B. Fantastic, Chris. Fantastic. Which company? So I love what you guys said with no worries, right? I like the no worries thing because sometimes, guys, we have to you guys know how we get nervous? You guys know how we get nervous? We're afraid the customer might rob us, or they might not show up, or they might show up with the wrong item. The customer has those same fears towards us. And the more you do this, the more comfortable you'll be, and the more you'll be able to get out of your head, and the more you'll be able to put yourself inside the customer's head, and then you'll be able to slightly calibrate, slightly adjust what you say to make the customer feel good, which will dramatically help increase your show rate, but also help you close more deals as well. So when the customer says their phone is cracked on the back, some, not all, some, they might not know if you will buy it. They might be a little insecure about that. So I love the no worries. I love the no worries because it's saying, hey, the phone's cracked on the back. No worries. Nothing. I've done no issues whatsoever. Sounds good. That's not a reason for me not to buy the phone. Now, you could do one or two things like we slightly talked about. Some of you guys made offers right away, and that's totally cool. If you want to, and I actually do this a fair amount now where I just assume it's Sprint bad ESN. But you could do it either way. You could also get the company as well. Either way works. I do both ways all the time. There's not a wrong way to do it whatsoever. But we'll just do the whole script for now just because it's how it's created and it works and there's no problems with it. No worries. Which company is it with? Which company is it with? We'll get the final piece of information. Which company is it with? We don't like to say the word carrier. We don't like to say which plan is it on, because that might be too confusing, right? More people know what the word company means over the word carrier, and it's our job to communicate with customers in a very easy way where there's no confusion. No worries, what company is it with? Another way you could do it is you could almost soft phrase it. No worries. Any idea which company it is with? No worries, which company was it bought through originally, right? Because sometimes they say it's unlocked, and that can help you get Sprint if it's Sprint. No worries, but any answer is fine, and it's not really going to change things too much either way. No worries. Which company is it with? Customer says, so we'll just pretend customer says Sprint. So what are we saying here? We got the three pieces of info. We got the company, we got the condition, and we got the type of phone. Well, we got all three things. Check, 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 check. Now, what do we do from here? What do we do from here? We're going to ask them if they got the original box. We're going to ask them if they can bring us the receipt. We're going to ask them if they can tell us the sales rep that sold them the phone 2.5 years ago, along with their birth certificate, copy of their driver's license, social security number, and if the rep has paid their taxes or not for the year. Oh, okay, all right. Well, shit, Brenda's yelling at me, so I guess I better get back on track. We're going to make the offer, okay? All right, and we're going to do a little bit. Mohammed says, ask them to bring the Sam says, awesome. All right, I love that. I love that. Awesome, I can give you. Fantastic, Jesus. Now we're going to make the offer. Awesome. I can give you $150 for it. Now, guys, I got a question. Why don't we just say $150? Why don't we just say $150? If I just say 150, I mean, that's a dollar amount, and I got to type less. Why don't I just say 150? Easier for me. Forget the customer, dumb customer, idiot customer, should know that it's an offer customer. If the customer doesn't understand it, too bad, so sad for the customer. I got the money. The customer doesn't have the money. The customer should be chasing me. Doesn't go with the conversation, okay? The other thing it does is I want you guys to feel it, okay? This is, okay, today, guys, I am Aaron, the phone seller. So I see your ad on Marketplace. I don't know if you're a scam or not. I don't know if you're legit or not. I don't know if I'm going to have to mail the phone in or not. I'm a little bit anxious about this anyway. I have a lot of anxiety as it is, but I do have a phone I'd like to sell. This is kind of interesting. I'm not even sure. But I'm going to hit you up and I'm going to say, hi, is this item still for sale? Guys, customers feel this way, by the way. This is like not a thing. I try to put some funniness behind it, to keep everyone entertained, right? But I'm a little shy. I'm going to hit you up. Hi, is this item still for sale? And then Todd, RJ, Mike, Tim, Deb, Aloha, Ami, Eric. Someone here is going to message. We're going to say Eric Miller. He's going to message. He's going to say, yes, have something for sale. So now I'm like, wow, I didn't even think someone was going to respond. Should have someone responded. Yeah, I got an iPhone X. How much? Why do I say how much? I don't want to answer any questions. I don't want to think. I just want a cash dollar offer because that's why I hit you up. You as a phone flipper, though, sometimes, unfortunately, we do have to ask a couple questions. We're going to try to make it as painless and easy for the customer to answer the questions, right, so we can give them the offer that they want. So Mr. Eric says, okay, great. Any problems with it? Customer, I say, I'm a little bit insecure about this, okay? My phone's got a crack on it. Do you even buy cracked phones? I'm not even sure. I'm going to say, it's just a slight crack on the back. Other than that, no issues at all. Phone flipper says, no worries, which company is it with? I mean, it's with Sprint, right? Hopefully you buy Sprint. I don't really know. Hopefully you buy Sprint. Awesome. I can give you 150 for it. If you just say 150, if we just say 150, which sounds like a more professional offer, awesome. I can give you $150 for it, or 150. Are you offering me 150? Are you trying to borrow 150? Do you want to give me, are you trying to let me give you 150 so you can hold it? Well, what do you do with the 150? I don't understand. Professional salespeople, us as professional salespeople, stay fully in the conversation. We are fully invested in the conversation, 100% vulnerable, because that's our job. That's what we get paid for. I bought this Camaro a couple of years ago, and when I bought the Camaro, I'm nervous about buying the Camaro. I didn't want to spend the money. I'm nervous because I'm reading stuff and I'm watching stuff about the economy, and I don't even know if we're going to go into hyperinflation or not. So should I even be spending the money, or maybe I should be buying some other stuff? But the guy stayed in the conversation with me. Stayed in the convo. I'm nervous. I'm freaking out. Maybe I should think about it. Maybe I should slink up, but maybe I should drink some kombucha. Mull it over for a little bit. The guy stayed in the convo. Wasn't needy. Guy stayed in the convo with me. 100% there with me. And eventually got me to buy the Camaro, even though I had probably 20,000 objections. If you just say 150, that's not really a solid offer. We want to be a professional salesperson and fully put ourselves out there. Awesome. I can give you $50 for it. The offer line actually has 5 lines. The first line is the word awesome. Gives it some energy. The second line is I. I is very important. I can give you. I can give you. This is very important because you're saying I, me the phone flipper, you guys as the phone flipper, can give the customer, the person, the dollar amount, and it. What's it? It's the phone. So it's very clear that you're making the offer here. It's very professional. I'll tell you guys one thing, okay? Sometimes if you say I and you, this is very direct. So let's see, who do we got on? Who do we got on the chat? So let's say that I'm making an offer to Todd, all right? I'm making an offer to Todd. It's kind of, when you say I and you, that's very direct. I, you. I can give you. That's a very direct thing. I might be a little nervous making that offer to Todd, but I'm going to say it anyway because this is just how a very clear offer is structured. It is very important because I can give you $150. I can give you $150. It's not as important as I can give you $150 for it. It's important. Offer line has 5 parts. 1 is awesome. 2 is I. 3 is you. 4 is the dollar amount. 5 is it. Now, you guys all said it great, but, you know, I like to go over stuff because sometimes it's not about learning new stuff. Sometimes it's about learning new stuff. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's about really getting good at these fundamentals, really iron this out. Deb says, what if they stop responding? If they stop responding, we just wait half an hour to a couple hours and we say the word thoughts with the question mark. Thoughts with the question mark. Thoughts with the question mark. That's just standard follow-up. You know what? I probably shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Because that would have been a good example for this, Deb. But all right. Okay. 2 hours goes by. Guys, 2 hours went by. You guys were, I already said what I would have said, but 2 hours went by. 2 hours went by. You guys were going back and forth every 30 seconds. 2 hours went by. You want to follow up with the customer. What could you say to follow up with the customer? What could you say to follow up with the, okay, Chris sends, you go someone, sorry. Let's see, but Chris sends a question mark. What do you guys say? Customer, stop responding to you. Thoughts, Aaron, says Sam. Thoughts? What are you thinking? So what do you think, says George? Thoughts, says Todd. Beautiful. I love it. Now, why do we like thoughts? Oh, so what do you think? Either one works. I'm going to borrow George's because I think that's beautiful. So what does this do? This allows us to follow up with the customer. Customer didn't respond probably because they didn't like the price, right? But we can't assume that because what if there's a gazillion things? So what do you think? Or thoughts? This allows us to follow up with the customer without being needy. It allows us to follow up with the customer without being needy. I like to send thoughts. But so what do you think, right? All these things are fantastic. It allows you to follow up with the customer without being needy. Now, guys, I got an advanced question for you guys. I got a super advanced question. They probably stopped responding because they didn't like the price. So why don't you just why don't you just assume that they didn't like the price and go into like the 4 parts or try to overcome the price? Why can we not do that here? Mike says, could have been busy and forgot. And he's absolutely right. Sometimes people are busy, right? Guys, they don't care about us. They're busy. People are busy. I'm a single guy, and I think I'm busy, right? I work like 30 hours a week. I think I'm busy. What? How can I even be busy? It doesn't make any sense. So it could be that they're busy. So if they are busy and it wasn't a price objection, they're going to appreciate the fact that you followed up with them. Hey, sorry about that, right? Hey, sorry, I forgot to respond. It could be a thing. One of the main things is, though, it could be that they didn't like the price. If we assume that they didn't like the price and we go right into a price objection, that's not a micro step. It's not a micro step, which means we're not going to the next step of the convo, and it makes us appear a little bit needy because we're not handling it. They stopped responding, so all we care about now is we'd like to get them to respond. Then what if it wasn't the price, right? Or what if they're like, oh, hey, sorry, I'm just talking over with my husband. Give me about 30 minutes. And we say, so does 150 work for you? If not, I could probably do 180 and meet you with cash today. So if they stop responding and we send this, can you guys feel how this comes off a little bit needy and a little bit clingy? So does 150 work for you? If not, I could probably do 180 and meet you with cash. Can you guys feel that? The reason that feels a little bit needy is because in the message negotiation now, they stopped responding. So as we go through the convo, RWOCM, we'll probably get to a point somewhere around here. We got to do a price objection. But because they haven't told us it was the price, if we assume it was the price, then we get ahead of ourselves. And if we come off as kind of needy because we are assuming things and we're trying to throw benefits there that they hadn't said yet. We want to handle where we're on right now. Micro-stepping is just where are we at right now in the convo? What's the very next teeny tiny step we need to take to get to the next thing? The next thing is we got to get them to respond. They'll probably respond, and then they'll probably say the price was too low, right? So then we could ask them what price they were looking to get. They'll tell us the price. Then we could go into the 4 parts. So we do these little bitty steps. If we assume it's the price before it's telling them the price, we come off kind of needy. Why is he saying this? He's starting to be a little bit too pushy. What's the big problem with this? The big problem with this is if you guys are both equal, okay? You have cash. Yeah, they want the cash, but there's probably other phone flippers out there that got cash too, all right? They have a phone. So it's an equal exchange. You guys are on equal grounds. No one needs the deal more than the other. And if we get too ahead of ourselves too quickly and we start acting like we need the deal more than they need the deal, then that's when you can get extra price resistance. That's when they start to get the feeling that, oh, this person sounds like they really want my phone. They're kind of desperate for it. You know what? I was going to go down in price, but I don't think I'll go down in price. Maybe they'll come up in price. They seem kind of desperate for it. Sometimes phone flippers will create, because they're not going to tiny little steps and they're coming across a little too needy, sometimes phone flippers actually create tough customers just because of the fact that they don't have effective communication yet and they're not going each little step at a time. Does that kind of make sense? It's very advanced. It's something that's underneath, that happens underneath the combo, but it's something that we need to be aware of. And I want everyone to be aware of it here because, you know, this is next level now, and you guys have all the stuff you need to go out there and really kick butt and to be aware of all these little things that we talk about. So does 150 work for you? If not, I could probably, so we're not going to say that. We're going to say, so what do you think? And the customer is going to say, to be honest, it seems a little low. I'll probably pass. So what are we going to say? What are we going to say? Now we're getting into the 3 levels. Now we're getting into the 3 levels. Now we're getting into the 3 levels. So let's see. Jesus says, no worries. This is a great phone. I actually need an iPhone XS. How much were you looking to get for it? George says, let me see if I can get you more. Is it unlocked? Deb says, I don't have a customer that nice. Mike says, I'm with you. I totally understand. How much were you looking to get? Brian says, it's a great phone. What are you looking to get? So this customer, guys, what level would you guys think this customer is? To be honest, it seems a bit low. I'll probably pass. Chris says a 2. Jesus says a 1. Deb says a 3. What are you looking to get for it? So guys, this is a level 2 right here. A level 1 person is someone that's like really in the convo. They're not offended. They respond. They say, could you do any more? They might give you a reason. A level 2 person, guys, they kind of stopped responding. They're starting to exit the convo. They're not really too thrilled with our offer. They're not really like upset. They're not really like pissed off and yelling at us. That would be a level 3. And if you have customers like that in your back office, in the negotiating section, there's 4 different parts. You want to go through all those videos and make sure you go through the one where it talks about the 3 levels so you know how to address all of them. We got about 15, 20 minutes left, so we're not going to go over all that now. But just so you guys know, you have access to the resource, and there is a copy and paste script for it that shows you how to handle it. We're going to say this is a level 2 person. Now, let me ask you guys an advanced question here. This could be maybe a level 1, right? It could be, I would still assume this is a level 2. To be honest, it seems a little low. I'll probably pass. It could be like a level 1.5. What about this whole convo, though, makes me decide that it's a level 2 in addition to this? What besides this? I want you guys to see the whole convo, because one of the things we're doing is we're thinking, what's the feel of this conversation? How is this person responding? What other things can I pick up from previous parts of the combo to use to really judge this customer? Brenda says they're being polite. There's something else, though. I want you guys to see this. The time frame says, Aaron, getting there, Aaron. They're short with the answers. Well, they could be short with their answers, but still be very invested. I have that as well. It's kind of a tricky thing to pick up. There's something else, though. There's something else where a level 2 person, guys, they're a little bit offended by the offer, and they're kind of with us. They're not really mad, but they're starting to mentally exit the convo. They're not really too invested in the convo. Let me give you guys a pro tip. Is there anything that happened here? Customer, us, customer, us, customer, us, customer, us. We made the offer. Is there anything that happened around this time that might reflect characteristics of a level 2? You guys see that? So because this is like a 1.5, 2, but because right up here they stopped responding for 2 hours and I had to follow up, I'm going to take this into consideration along with this, and they're definitely a level 2. How long it took them to answer and respond. You guys see that? Does that make sense to everyone here? And that's what we're doing. I used to be in sales, and I used to sell rainbow vacuum cleaners. And I'd run the script, and that was that. What I didn't understand is that I needed to be paying attention to, like, the customer. And if maybe the customer talked about how they have a kid, and the kid spills Oreos on the carpet, and there's always a little stain on their white carpet, and it makes them embarrassed when company goes over. And if the customer said that, 2 hours later, when I'm demoing the rainbow vacuum, what I should have done is I should have tweaked my presentation a little bit and said, and this is fantastic for removing crackers, cookies, anything from white carpet that's been spilled, right? I should have made a little bit more of an effort to talk about it because it would have been special and related to the customer. We want to do the same thing. This is related to the customer. We're kind of judging and seeing everything, so we're going to assume it's a level 2. And a level 2 response is, you have a great phone, and to be honest, I need more iPhone X's. How much were you looking to get for it? We're not going to ask if it's unlocked. And we can't ask what you're looking to get for it, okay? And I'm glad you guys said those things, because if they're a level 2 and you say, what were you looking to get for it, some level 2 people will respond to this, but some level 2 people, you ever had someone, you say, what were you looking to get for it? And they're like, you know what, it's fine, I'll go elsewhere. Or they just stop responding to you altogether because there's not enough intent. Intent is where you say stuff like, it's not like you're sucking up to them, but you're letting them know that, hey, Eric, I want to buy your phone, Eric. I want to buy your phone. I know you're kind of exiting the convo, but listen, I want to buy your phone. I want to earn your business. How much were you looking to get for it? Someone that's they're a little bit pissed off, someone that's a level 2. To be honest, it seems a little low. I'll probably pass. They're starting to exit the convo. They didn't respond to you after the offer. They kind of don't want to have anything to do. They're 1 foot in the convo and 1 foot out. And when you just say, what were you looking to get for it, there's a decent percent of the time where you might not get an answer, or they'll just they'll say, you know what, it's fine, I'll pass anyway. I was just shopping around. Someone else already said they'll buy the phone. I'll probably just keep it. Thanks for your time. We have to suck up to them a little bit. And we do that by doing a standard level 2 response. You have a great phone. And to be honest, I need more X's. How much were you looking to get for it? You mind if I ask how much were you looking to get for it? We could even make it, we turn that into a soft phrase, make it even softer. Can you guys all feel how someone that didn't respond to your offer, you had to follow up with them, they said, to be honest, it seems a little low, I'll probably pass. Mentally, they're 1 foot in the convo and 1 foot out. If you say, what were you looking to get for it? They might respond to that, they might not. If you say, you have a great phone, to be honest, I need more iPhone X's. You mind if I ask how much you were looking to get for it? You guys see how a level 2 person is a lot more likely to respond to this. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys say that. If you guys can see that. I know this is stuff we've talked about, but we got some new people that are joining Next Level, and I'm trying to bring everyone up to speed, and I really want you guys to feel this. I want you guys to say this. Jesus says, I'm going to say that for now. This is very big, by the way. This is very big. These small little details, guys, can like make or break a deal, especially when you're at the point where they have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's very easy for them to take 2 feet out and be done with you, okay? Brian said, oh, yes, yeah, thank you, Brian. Brian, his answer is correct. Mike says, what if they say I totally understand and agree with them, and then ask them what they're looking to get for it? So that's a good question. That's a very good question that shows that you're thinking. I mean, that's a very solid question. That's a very, very good question. If you say, I totally understand, you're doing exactly 100% what Brian said. Brian's a smart guy. Brian is saying, if you're saying that, you're saying you understand the price. And you don't want to say that because then, just like Brian says, it says that you're agreeing with them. And we don't want to agree with them on the price, because if you agree, hey, I totally understand, that sounds like a fair price. Now, I know you didn't say fair price, but that's basically what you're saying. Well, all right, you said it was a fair price. Come up here and pick up my iPhone 5 for $300 then. Come up here. You said it's fair. Come pick it up. Don't worry. After you pick it up, I will email you the password once my sister gets back from vacation. Got nothing to worry about, guys. You're in good hands. You guys are in good hands. Nothing to worry about. So, very good question. Very, 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 very good question. So, how much were you looking to get for it? Customer says $300. Now, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. The customer just gave us a dollar amount. What is so powerful about the customer giving us a dollar amount? What is so powerful about the customer giving us a dollar amount? Chris says they're committed. And he's absolutely right. They are 100. They're committed now. Would you guys do me a favor? Let me know in the chat what type of car you guys drive. What type of car you guys drive? Let me know in the chat what type of car you guys drive. Now, if you're like Chris Kripe and you do $1 gazillion without a car, because I guess Chris is going right to the rocket ship, which is totally cool. Maybe he's going to do two planes like Grant Cardone. Totally cool. Totally cool. All right, got a Ford Taurus. Ooh, 2016. All right. Ooh, Lexus, Nissan, Toyota Camry. All right. Okay, fan. Love all those items. Let me ask you guys a question. I want to buy your car. I know you like the car. Okay. I know you like your car. Yeah, maybe you don't like it. Aaron, to be honest, I don't like this hoopty-doopty piece of junk. We're going to assume you guys like the car. Your car, but for whatever reason, I want to buy your car. The car you just told me, dang, Pollen, all right. I want to buy your car. Why? Because I like the color of it. I like the year. I like the interior. I could go shop around. I want to buy your car. If you were to sell me your car, even though it might be an inconvenience, how much would you want for it? I need to know a dollar amount in the chat. Let me know in the chat how much you guys would want for it. If you were to sell it, if you would potentially consider selling it to me, right? What dollar amount would make sense for you? What dollar amount? Feel free to make it a premium price, right? It'd probably be kind of inconvenient. You'd have to go buy a new car. Feel free to make it a premium price. What dollar amount for your time and energy to have to sell it to me and then go buy another car would make it worth for you? Jesus says $1,800. Aloha said make an offer, $5. You guys want Uncle Aaron to make a shit. I'll make an offer. Dang, Andy wants it paid in iPhones. Hey, that's a smart guy right there. I might want it paid in iPhones. Deb says 4, Tim says 10, George 5, 5, 2. Okay? When you guys made the dollar amount offer, so let's go back. We get face to face a little bit. We'll get a little intimate. Maybe not too intimate because I haven't done my hair yet for today. When you guys thought about that dollar amount, did you guys have to actually kind of take a sec, go into your mind, and be like, damn, if I were to sell it, You know, how much would I want for it? Give me a 1 in the chat if anyone here had to kind of go through that thought process. Maybe you thought about some other stuff. I mean, yeah, I'd have to get a new car. I might kind of want a new car. A lot of people want a new car. You guys had to go through that process. When you guys typed out the dollar amount on the page right here that everyone just typed out, you guys had to go into your head. Actually think about, if I want $1, if I was going to sell the car, how much would I sell it for? You had to think about it. You had to come up with a dollar amount, and then you had to send the dollar amount to me. By doing that, you went through a process, and you're actually you're more committed than you were a few seconds ago because you went through that process and you verbalized or wrote a dollar amount. When the customer tells you a dollar amount that they want for their phone, they just went through the same process you went through. And this is very powerful because mentally beforehand, the phone flipper right here was 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the convo. When the phone flipper in here, or when the customer here, sorry, you guys are safe. You guys, okay. When the customer here gives you a dollar amount, can you guys understand now how they're more invested in the convo than they were in the last line? Right here, they have 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the convo. Because the customer had to go into their head, do the same process you just went through, come up with a dollar amount and send it to you. They're now like 1.5 foot in, only half a foot out. Give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Guys, this is unbelievably powerful. These small micro shifts in customers' attention. When we get the customer is more now committed now. And this is straight from my script. When they give you a dollar amount, now that they're at least somewhat decently, they might not have all 3 feet in the combo, or that might be they might not have all 2 feet in the convo, but they're more committed now because they gave you a dollar amount. Now and only now we transition to the 4 parts. Very powerful. This is like very advanced stuff. These small things matter, but you guys are at next level. This is the advanced stuff. This is what we talk about here. The customer said 300. Now we can go into the negotiating. So, shit, what are you guys going to say? What are we going to say? The customer said the dollar amount. What are we going to say? We offered 150. Customer is at 300. What are we going to say? What are we going to say? What are we going to say? Oh, shit. No, what are we going to say? And this is called the 4 parts of an effective counteroffer. So as soon as you get a dollar amount from the customer, you've passed the 3 levels, and now we go into the 4 parts of an effective counteroffer. George says, let me see if I can get closer to that. So not a bad response, George. You have a great phone. Oh, see, now I know Jesus has got these 4 parts down. All right. Jesus, didn't you pick up a phone today or yesterday you posted in the group? I think I saw that. And that was, hey, fantastic, Jesus. I love that. You have a great phone. So all these answers are great. The 4 parts of an effective counteroffer, we're going to say this. You have a great phone. This is called intent. A line of intent, by the way, my friends, just as a line. Okay. 4 parts of an effective counteroffer. Part 1 is a line of intent. A line of intent. A line of intent shows that you want to work out a deal with them. The importance of line of intents are because if you guys aren't on terms on price, okay? So I'm trying to buy George's phone and George wants $1,000. I only want to give him $100. There's going to be a little bit of a tension there. By doing lines of intent, it kind of softens that. It softens it. It makes them say that you and me are on the same page. Even though we can't agree on the price, I want us to try to agree on price. We're on the same page. Lines of intent are things like, it's a great phone. To be honest, I need more iPhone X's. I'd love to work out a deal with you. Anything like this are lines of intents. Part number 3, the excuse. It's just that I buy and sell and need to make a little profit. Just like what Chris said. Another excuse could be, it's just the Pro Maxes are out and they are killing the prices of the previous models. We're not going to say they're killing the prices of the older phones because that could be an insult to them. Hey, Chris, my phone's not old. I've had it for a year. It's an iPhone X. Go to the Apple store. It's still $2,000. That's how much I paid for it. I paid $2,000 for it at the Apple store, right? So words matter. It's not older previous models. The excuse, anything like this. Part 3, the offer. You could make a hard, medium, or soft offer. In the first part of the counter offer, we usually want to do a soft offer. A soft offer is, would you do any less? And part 4 is the benefits. If I met you today with cash, if I met you today, you could just say when, if I drove to you. Putting it all together, just like you guys said, it's a great phone. It's just I buy and sell for a living and need to make a profit. Would you do, and he made an offer, if I met you today with cash? What I've been doing more, right, and I just came up with these guys, these levels. This is something like I came up with for doing like 30,000 message negotiations. What was it, like 6-8 months ago? What I found to be the most effective now is doing a soft offer. Doing the soft offer if they're like a level 2 and we're a little bit far apart in price. Would you do any less if I met you today with cash? So you got the dollar amount from the customer, and we're going to do the 4 parts of an effective counteroffer. It's a great phone. It's just I buy and sell for a living and need to make a little profit. Would you do any less if I met you today with cash? Now, 9 times out of 10, guys, when you say this, what happens? Not all the time. There's a percentage of time where they don't. But a good percentage of the time, they come down in price a little bit, right? $280. It doesn't matter. Well, Aaron, I'm at $150. They're at $300. Now we're at $280. We're too far apart in price. Doesn't matter. Just by them responding and you getting them down a little bit, and sometimes they say $150. Sometimes they say $225, right? By getting them and you keeping them in the convo, you can start to wear them down. Does anyone here have kids? And your kids are like, I want a cookie. And you're like, no. And they're like, I want a cookie. And you're like, no. And after the 10th time of them asking you for a cookie, they gave you a cookie. You gave them a cookie. Why'd you give them a cookie? Okay, you said no the first 4 or 5 times, but they eventually wore you down, so you gave them a cookie. Okay? That's part of what we're doing here. Part of the negotiating is we are staying in there and we're kind of wearing them down. Where the longer they stay with you, the more invested they are in the convo. So $250, $280. And then we would do let's say $280. Then we might do a medium offer. Love to buy your phone. It's just getting the backs on the X's fixed is pretty expensive. Would you do 170? I'm free. I'd just probably say it like that. Would you do 170? Because you guys might say, Aaron, how would you respond to this after they say this? This is how to respond to it. I would do a medium offer, and I would do another excuse. Sometimes you guys use multiple excuses. But getting back to this part, the customer says the dollar amount. We want to use the 4 parts of an effective counteroffer. We want to always go to this, guys. We want to always go to this. We don't want to say, let me try it. I'd love to work out a deal. Let me see if I can get closer to that. We always want to go right to this. It's very, very important. We want to go right to this. We want to go right to this. I recommend using soft offers. Soft offers is, would you do any less if I met you today with cash? And let's talk about these because I want everyone here to understand this. There are 3 types of offers: hard, medium, soft. Hard medium is, I can give you 150 for it. A medium offer is, would you do 150 for it? A soft offer is, would you do any less? So what we want to do is, as we're negotiating with the customer, we want to alternate between hard, soft, and medium offers. And then there is a time for hard offers as well. Like if they're being really tough, if if you can tell that they're like a real strong level 1, hard offers are good. If you kind of got them in the combo now and you're just a little bit far apart in price, you can then throw a hard offer. Hard offer is good. Medium and soft offers, though, is what we're going to alternate. And I want you guys to feel this. The customer guy just a second ago was a little bit pissed off at you. He was a little bit pissed off at you. He was leaving the combo. So if you come on here and you're like, where are we at? Where's the 4 parts at? Don't we have the 4 part? Oh, sorry, right here. So the customer said 300. We got a dollar amount, but the guy's like a level 2. Now maybe he's like a 1.5 now, but he's still got a little bit of 2 in him, right? So if we come on here and we say, you have a great phone, it's just I buy and sell for a living and I need to make up a little profit. The highest I can do is 170 I can make today with cash. You know, that might work, but it's better to do soft because would you do any less? You guys see how this is like very non-threatening and very non-pushing? If we go right into the highest I can go is 170, but I can meet today with cash, that might or might not work. You guys see how would you do any less? This has a higher chance working. There's more customers, a higher chance of a customer responding to this than a hard offer. And if they would respond to a hard offer, they would respond to a soft offer. And we're kind of tiptoeing here. We want to be we want to keep them in there. They're more likely to respond to this because this is very non-intrusive. All you're saying is, would you do any less if I made today with cash? You're always going to get a response. Even if they say no, that's still a response. I care about the negotiating, but we also care about keeping them in the combo and wearing them down. You guys see that? So these are the offers. And just to recap the offers, a medium offer would be this. A soft offer would be this. So a medium offer is, would you do 150 if? That's what I would have used next. You have a great phone. It's just I buy and sell. You have a great phone, intent. It's just I buy and sell for a living and need to make a little profit, excuse. Would you do any less? This is an offer. It's a soft offer if I made today with cash. Customer says 280. Me, I'd love to buy your phone. It's just the backs on the X's are, it's just getting the backs on the X's fixed is pretty expensive. Would you do 170? Now a medium offer. So can you guys feel this is not very intrusive, but I'm now starting to make offers. I made an offer here. I'm making another offer here. But because this was a medium offer, would you do any less? This was a soft offer. Would you do any less? This is a medium. Would you do 170? I have a dollar amount there. They could be like, no, man, that still seems a little low. Us. No worries. No worries. Would you be willing to take less than 280? I'm free pretty much whenever. And now we're in the negotiating. And the customer's responding, and they're in the combo. And the whole reason they're responding and they're in the combo is because we treated them like we followed up, we treated them like the level 2 that they were, and then we got the dollar amount from them, and the dollar amount brings them back into the combo. So now we're going to have their attention when we negotiate. And that's how we do that. So that's what I got for you guys. Good role play, though. You guys did very good. You guys did very good. You guys did very good. Chris says, soft, medium, hard, and leave combo is usually what I do at 2 and 3 level. Fantastic. That's what, and he's soft, medium, hard. He's staying in there, 5 offers. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, that's what I got for you guys. That is the role play, but you guys did very good. I'm very proud of all you guys that participated. A lot of you guys had great answers. A couple people we needed to tweak the responses, but that's okay. That's why we do it, right? Now we got a good refresher. We recapped all the important stuff. So now, hopefully in the future, when we're going out there and responding to customers, we're more precise with how we're talking. And we are following the levels. We're following the 4 parts. And the final thing I kind of leave with you guys is feel the customer. When you guys are saying the 3 levels in the 4 parts, kind of feel when they're a little bit pissed off. But then you bring them back. and they're kind of aggravated with you, but then you use some lines of intent and you bring them back in the convo and you get them responding. Very powerful stuff. This is very powerful stuff. But I care about you guys. I want you guys to win. And even though we went about 10 minutes over, it's totally fine because I wanted to complete kind of the lesson that I had planned for you guys because it's the beginning of 2020. And I want everyone here to go out there and make as much money as they want with this business and kick butt. There's never been a better time to get into phone flipping than there is now. You guys are in the best position possible. There's over 200 hours of training in the back office of Next Level. Anytime you need any training or a refresher on stuff, there's great stuff with there. There's all these different platforms. There's all these different places to advertise. Never a better time to get in, get serious, commit, take action, go through training, go through the 4 steps to doing $10,000, $20,000 a month, and really change your life with this business. I got to get going, though, guys. It was great hanging out with you guys. I love seeing some of the familiar people that I've been seeing on here for probably 2.5 years now, and some of the new people as well. Tim, Taylor, Sam, Superman, Matthew Gill, Matt L., Kevin, George, Jesus, me, Jacob, iPhone, Eric Miller, Deb, Darius, David Kennedy, Chris Cripe, Brian, Arthur, Andy, and Aloha Electronics. Good hanging out with you guys. Glad hopefully you guys got some value from this, and you guys go out there and kick some butt, make some money, flip some phones.